Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, as always, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and the glory to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rakak Vadesh. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone. GMS will tell me this truth. Honors to the brethren in the Akim. Let's push out the truth with all sincerity and in faith. And Tawadi Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, for allowing me once again to come back with another lesson. And the title of this lesson is simply going to be titled, I'll just title it Watch and Pray. And this lesson came to mind just going through this chapter in particular. Book of Mark. You go to the book of Mark, you go to the book of Luke, you go to the book of Matthew, so on and so forth, and kind of read the same. You read the same story, okay? But we're gonna go from the book of Mark's perspective, and we'll just go from there. So this is the book of Mark 13, and we'll start at 24. And it says, "But in those days, after that tribulation, after that tribulation, the sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light." And these are all signs, because as you go into the scriptures and the gospels, the disciples always ask the Lord, is when are these things going to happen? When are these things going to take place? When are these things going to, be made manifest? And the Lord told them, look at these, this is going to be happening, this is going to be happening. All right, keep an eye out for this to happen. All right, these are the things that are going to be occurring before I make my return. And it says, and the stars of heaven shall fall, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with great power and glory. And that day is to come. That day is soon to come. The Lord making his second appearing. Okay. And it says, and then shall he send his angels, and shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from the uttermost part of the earth unto the uttermost part of heaven, because the elect are scattered abroad. The elect are going to be, a lot of them are going to be here in Babylon the Great, America, but then you'll have your others that are, scattered on this world. And it says, and now learn a parable of the fig tree. When her branch is yet tender, and putteth forth leaves, and you know that summer is near. So in like manner, when ye shall see these things come to pass, know that it is nigh, even at the doors. And see, these are all the things to look for, to watch and pray for as well. The things to come, because when you see these things coming, you see and you hear it, you just know that time of the Lord is near. As it says, know that it is nigh, even at the door. The word nigh is to be close, okay, to be near. And it says, verily I say unto you that this generation shall not pass till all these things be done. And it says, and heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. And it says, but of that day and that hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels which are in heaven, neither the Son, but the Father. So, the Lord is he's waiting for the time to come. So that he can make his return, so that the green light and the okay from the Father, because the Son don't know, the angels don't know, we don't know, but what we have is the signs to know that, okay, we're coming closer and closer to that day. And it says, verse 33, take ye heed, watch and pray, for ye know not when the time is. And that's right. So that's why we always got to keep guard. You don't want to be like the people of the world are going to be when these things come to pass. They're going to be caught off guard. They're going to be, as the scriptures say, a thief in the night, because, you don't know when a thief is going to come break through and steal, nobody really prepares for that. Unless somebody told them that, hey, this is for sure going to be going down. It's going to take place at your place. But that's why we got to watch, take heed, all right, and look for the signs of the times, because we know that when these times start to be made more frequent, and they're just, it's like like that all the time, more and more, day by day. We know that we're getting closer and closer to the day when the Son of Man, as you read here, for the Son of Man is as a man taking a far journey, who left his house and gave authority to his servants, which are the prophets, and to every man his work, and commanded the potters to watch. And that's what we are. We're the watchmen. We're the potters. We're the ones that go out on the highways and byways, make our lessons, and filter what's happening in the world through the scriptures, and tell you people that this is prophecy. This is nothing new. And it says, watch ye therefore, for you know not when the master of the house cometh, at evening, or at midnight, or at the cock crowing, or in the morning. Because we don't know when. And it says, lest coming suddenly he find you sleeping. And that's the thing, is you don't want to be found sleep. And it says, and what I say unto you, I say unto all, watch. And we are to watch, because let's go here. 1 Peter 4:7, but the end of all things is at hand. Be therefore sober and watch in the prayer. And that's what you got to do. Because, and to be sober, meaning to know what time you're in. A lot of these people are too caught up in their own world, where the reality, when like when people be like, people be full of themselves, it's all about themselves, until reality hits them in the face, until they realize, like, oh shit, this is the real world, and you have a lot of our people who are in this, in la la land. They don't know what the hell's going on. All they care about is the folly and all the BS that they want to, be consumed with. And that's why we ought to be, as it says, sober, to be soberly minded, and to watch, and then to prayer. Because these things are nigh, these things are at hand. What was I gonna grab? Let me grab this. This is not first, second. 2 Timothy 4, verse 5. 2 Timothy 4 and 5, and it says, but watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry. And these are the things that we got to do. To watch in all things, endure whatever affliction we might have to go through, and to work and do the work of an evangelist, the one that goes out, and teaches and preaches in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Okay, and we want to, continue to do these things, so that when the time does come, that we be, as it says here, no, not Mark, Book of Luke 21. In verse 36, it says, watch ye therefore, this is Luke 21 and 36, this is, watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. And so that's what we want to do, to watch and to pray always, be on top of that, so that when the time comes, that we may be found worthy, to escape, the said perils that are going to be coming upon the earth. And that's why I titled this lesson, watch and pray. Take heed, watch and pray. That's what I'll title it. Take heed, watch and pray. But through the Spirit, brothers, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I pray this lesson was edifying, exhorting, and comforting. And as always, I want to give all praises, honor, and the glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Akak, V'dash. And it's on to the next one, brother. Shalom.